Okay, I'm back now, and I think that you should be able to hear me this time. Hey everyone, we are in this maintenance right now, going on for Marvel Future Revolution. A lot of big, exciting things coming. The biggest one is probably the addition of Magik, a character that many of us have been waiting for quite a while. I personally have been wanting to play her ever since she first got announced. Funny story, as Danny mentioned in one of the previous live streams, it turns out that the reason that they mentioned she was coming in the first place is that they knew that somebody was potentially going to leak information about her, or they suspected somebody was going to, and they wanted to beat this person to the punch, which is kind of funny because it sort of explains a little bit more about why they actually announced her so far in advance, when I think they probably hadn't even started working on her based on the fact that they had that survey included. They still handled it poorly, in my opinion. They definitely should have set some sort of context or given us an idea of when we might actually see her. If they would have set up front that she's going to show up in December, I think a lot of people would have been a lot more forgiving of the fact that it took so long for her to show up. So unfortunate communication problems are really, really painful and can hurt a game so much. So I hope they learned from that situation. We'll see. But anyway, I wanted to kind of just go through the maintenance notes, the patch notes a little bit, and call out some things that I thought are interesting. A lot of you, if you're playing the game, have probably already seen the notes, but not everybody may have. So I wanted to just go through and kind of talk about some of the things that leapt out at me and give you kind of my hot takes on those things. I've already seen some folks who disagree with some of my hot takes, so there you go. But we'll see. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. If you hop on here while I'm streaming, feel free to pop in the chat and let me know what you think. But here we go. So we're in this period right now. So the starting time here on the West Coast where I am was 2 o'clock, and it's going to end at 1 a.m. in the morning. So not expecting to be up for the end of it. I'm a little bit worried because of the server merge, which is one of the topics a little bit further down. But I'm a little bit worried that there's going to be a collision with my character name. And the way that they've explained that is that if there are collisions in character names or alliance names, it's first come, first serve, right? So whoever gets on and claims the name first is going to get it. So I'm not expecting that I have to worry about that, but it might be worth staying up a little bit late for, just to make sure that I get my name. And then, going to be a little bit of compensation, some Dark Zone tokens. I don't know what these training time tickets are. Those are for the new training grounds. And then new Epic Invasion. So we'll see what that looks like. So the server merges, this is something that has been out there for a while. We've known this was coming. I'm on Sakaar 1, and so we're going to get merged with Sakaar 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. I'm on, right now, the number 1 alliance on my server, and there are some really tough alliances. There's one on Sakaar 2 that is pretty crazy, and we compete with them a lot, like in Alliance Omega War. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to have them be on the same server. I kind of have a feeling that the amount of trash talking that happens is going to escalate quite a bit, but we'll see about that. Yeah, so they're going to delete some accounts. And then if you do have one of these collisions, they're going to send you a message with some details. And it's okay if you have multiple squads within those servers. It basically sounds like, at that login screen, you're going to be able to display for the server the multiple squads and choose which one you want to play. So I think the squads are still going to be segregated like they were before when they were on the separate servers. And then they're going to be resetting the progress and scoring on all of these things. That was something that hopefully you knew about in advance, because I know a lot of folks were scrambling to try to get some progress done today on their rankings. I was pretty busy at work, and so unfortunately I did not get to do many things. Like I didn't do any Omega Wars, I didn't do any Dimensional Duels today, which is a bummer. Okay, Dark Zone is going to be changing. One of the things that's going to be happening is they're taking away the non-PvP channels, which is actually something I support. If you've been around since the Dormammu content was released, the Dark Dimension content, you know that the reason that they added those non-PvP channels in the first place is that that was the only option for leveling up. Usually when you finish the Dormammu mission, you're at about level 103. If you wanted to get up to level 110, you had to go into Dark Zone and grind and grind and grind to do that. So what they've done is they've added this new training ground, or whatever it's called, we'll get to that, as a way for people to level up. And so that's no longer necessary to do in Dark Zone. And in fact, they've removed the ability for you to even get XP there. So it's going to go back to being a PvP kind of competitive zone. And I think that's, what was always intended. They admitted in one of the previous dev notes, it was the one where they said they were sorry like 300 times. They admitted that they had mishandled the rollout of that Dark Dimension content and leveling up to 110. So they said at the time, hey, this wasn't what we ever intended. We didn't want this to happen. And so not at all surprising to see them adjust how Dark Zone works again, and take it back closer to the previous way that it functioned before the Dark Dimension content got released. So now there will be 3 PvP channels, which I think it's good that they're adding the additional channel, because with the server merges, there's going to be more competition in Dark Zone. There's going to be more alliances trying to run Dark Zone at the same time. So, giving that extra breathing room of the 3rd channel is a really good call, I think. So it turns out this is not the detailed notice. Let me see if I can find that one. Huh. Well, now, oh, here we go. This is the one that I actually want. All right. So some of the stuff we've covered already, but let's get into the rest of it. Oh, wait. Here we go. All right. This is actually the detailed one now, I think. Yeah. All right. So let's get into the stuff. So we're going to be able to dismantle Black Friday tickets and tokens. I'm actually really happy about this. So they're going to let us draw ticket selection boxes, which if you've used those before, you can get a costume, companion, Omega card tickets, or I think they also contain raid tickets. So the raid one is obviously the least fun option of those. But at least we'll get something for those tickets, which is nice. And then you can dismantle the tokens into gold. Magik is big news, of course. If you're like me, you've been waiting for her for quite a while now. And there's some pretty exciting stuff here. Hopefully she's going to be a lot of fun to play. I will repeat once again my theory, which is that because they know that people have been waiting on Magik for months and months, I think it's extremely unlikely that she's going to come out and be like underpowered or not fun to play. I think they know that if they release her and she's not really good, that they're going to have people, coming at them with pitchforks and torches. So my hope is that she's going to be really good. And then they're actually going to give us an extra hero slot. So you won't even have to pay like the extra 400 crystals to unlock a hero slot for her, which is nice. I'm glad they did that. Won't be able to transmute things to her or from her for the short term. We'll see. I've heard people complaining about that quite a bit. I don't actually think that transmuting to her, not being able to, is a bad call, because people don't know what she's going to play like, and so if they spend a whole bunch of gold to transmute their gear over to her and then they don't like her, there's just going to be a lot of whining about that. So I think it's not a bad idea to kind of give people a little bit of time to play her first before they let people transmute things to her. Training grounds content, new companions, new costumes. There will be another note that they'll post after the maintenance is complete, and it seems like that stuff is going to be in here. We already talked about this. It's going to go from the 5 channels we have currently to 3 PvP only channels for Dark Zone. Again, I think this is a good call. Not crazy about this. Not crazy about the fact that Dark Zone is only accessible for 4 hours and 59 minutes. That's a period of time that I usually play, and I usually would personally do Dark Zone, but that's not going to be the case for everybody. And I already saw people in the Discord saying things like, oh yeah, we've got friends from Europe who play on our server and they do Dark Zone during, they would always run it during the double points period in the daytime. So, yeah, sucks to be them, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. I have a feeling that this is something that if people complain about, they will adjust it. And then more Dark Zone points for killing other people. So we'll see. That sounds like it could be fun. I mentioned in the Discord, what I'd really like to see, I'd love to see them just leave it open all the time. And maybe say that like your first hour that you're in there, you earn points. And then you don't earn points at all after that. And let people like run around and, mess around. I think that it would be really fun to be able to play in there and do things like just PvP with random people, or, test your PvP equipment and loadouts and stuff with Alliance members or friends, and see like, if I swap these 3 cards out, do I suddenly do more damage? It's really almost impossible to test, PvP stuff right now. People test PvE loadouts a lot. A lot of people do that in raids. There's other ways you can do it, but yeah, not a great way to do it for PvP that I'm aware of. And they're changing the rewards a little bit. More tokens, some free crystals. So we'll see how that all works. I really hope that some of this ends up improving the drops there in Dark Zone a little bit. Like I've really been disappointed with I've not, well, I was going to say I've not gotten a good badge in Dark Zone, but that's not true. But I think I've maybe only gotten one the whole time that I've been in there. Omega card preset and companion preset, yay. People wanted Omega card presets for so long. I definitely have different cards that I run for PvP and PvE, so that'll be great. I don't know if my companions will change between those two, but maybe. Costume draw components and rate will be adjusted. So yeah, we'll have to see what this really looks like. The base hero slot they're adding for Magik. Costume craft and item stat rates can be changed in game. Yeah, so this is good. A little bit more visibility. Right now, they really don't give information. So because it's a gacha game, to be on the Apple App Store, they are required to provide information about, like, if you get this certain bundle, you know, what is the chance of you getting something? Or if you pay to unlock a box, you know, what is the chance of getting different items in the boxes? And if you look at the paid bundles and things, there'll be like a details button, I think it's called, where they'll literally show you the percentage breakdown of all the different things that you can get when you unlock that. But they don't do that for things that you aren't directly paying for with dollar bills. And that is not required by the Apple App Store, as I understand it. So I think that what they're saying here is that they're actually going to show you, like on the costume crafting, like what the drop rate is, which would be cool. They mentioned in the previous patch that they increased the drop rate for regional costumes to like 1.5%, which is 3 times what it was before, which is still not great, but much better than 0.5% or whatever it was. I like this. I like the Dark Zone badge crafting. We'll have to see how that works. But again, I come away from Dark Zone with a lot of lower level badges, and it'll be nice to do that. Have to see what this gathering spot thing is like. And the auto chat translation will not impact me, but seems like a cool accessibility thing for people who are on servers where there are folks using different languages. This one is really, really big. So the targeting improvement. If you play Omega War much, you have probably dealt with this a lot. I ended up having troubles with it in Dark Zone before too, where you end up, like I'm grinding EXP on one of my alts the other day, and I want to target one of the things near me, and instead I end up targeting the mini boss who's quite a ways away, and end up like, getting aggro on him, and so he's chasing me around, and just kind of a drag because, not even close to the nearest target to me, and happens a lot in Omega War. So this could be really good. So the default will be nearby enemy, but you'll be able to actually adjust it. So it'll be interesting to see what the adjustments are. I saw an explanation of this that did not make a lot of sense to me. Like, they basically were saying that it was targeting based on like which direction you were facing. And that like sometimes people couldn't target the nearest enemy because it was behind them. But that I don't feel like it explains all of the targeting pain that I'd experienced anyway. But we'll see. Hopefully it will be pretty helpful. And then the costume nanofusion, this is something that's not going to impact a lot of people unless you are whaling pretty heavily. But basically there are people sitting around right now who have like costume pieces with like 2 nanos on them, and they want to switch over to a new piece, and there's no way to do that. and keep that progress that they made. So they're actually saying now that you're going to be able to fuse, a nanode costume with another one into another one and like get the credit for those nanos. And so what they're saying here is if you've got a grade 2 and a grade 3, you'll get a grade 6 nano. I was a little confused by that at first because I was like, 2 and 3 sounds like 5, not 6. But I asked in our Alliance Discord, and somebody was laughing pretty hard at me and said, oh, yeah, that extra 1 is coming from the costume itself that you're using as the source. So if it's a 2, you actually are getting credit for 3 nanos because of the costume itself, was how they explained it, which makes sense. Yeah. And then they made some changes to nanofusion effects. Again, these things don't impact a lot of players. There's quite a lot of few folks who are never going to nano anything, or who are maybe only going to, be able to get a few nanos. But, we'll see. This made me laugh because the feedback that I see constantly from players is, we hate the red dots. We want to get rid of the red dots, right? Like, give us a preferences setting or something where we could just say, don't ever show me red dots. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I think that even happened on the last live stream with Danny. And now they literally have added another red dot. So thank you for listening to our feedback. This is good. I think you no longer have to have 10 people for Alliance of Mega War now. It's just 8. So that's good. They're making you enter sooner and charging less gold. The DD matchmaking, this is funny. I saw some people who actually didn't like this, but I actually like it a lot. I think it's a really good move because right now it's been so painful, like you're in DD with somebody who is much more powerful and they kick your butt, and you lose the same amount of points that you would get, by like beating someone weaker. It's just really out of whack. So the difference in score, I'm assuming that means the score in the current DD season, that the points will be adjusted based on that. So sounds like it won't make much of a difference on Monday, for instance, unless you're just getting, matched against people who are in much higher brackets than you right away, which does happen. This was funny to me that they called this adjusting the dimensional duel matchmaking, because it really has nothing to do with the matchmaking at all. They're adjusting the scoring. And the matchmaking is just terrible. So the fact that they kind of try to pass this off as an improvement to the matchmaking just made me laugh pretty hard. Yeah. Hey, I see there's some folks hanging around on the stream. Hi. If you just joined a little bit ago, I'm going through the detailed patch notes for the patch that's happening now in Marvel Future Revolution. If you have any questions or feedback about the patch notes or any of the things that are changing, feel free to ask. I'm not the biggest expert on the game, and so I might not be able to answer everything, but if there are things I can answer, I'm happy to do that. Let's see. They're removing the points for the best player in Spec Ops, which I guess if you're the best player in Spec Ops and care about it a lot, you might be upset by that. I've definitely seen that feedback from some people. I just could not care about Spec Ops. It's my least favorite thing to do in the game. I just kind of hate it, but I do it because you do get some stuff for doing it. I like the stuff about companions, so it sounds like it's going to be easier to swap companions in and out. That's been a pain in the butt to do. I like this bit too, that you'll be able to actually see what bonus stats you're going to get by upgrading them. This doesn't seem like a big deal. It seems like it's going to tell you in the system chat when things get sent to your mail because your inventory is full. This is a bit of a contentious one, but it's something that I've seen people asking for a while. Basically what it means is that, if you're taking a lot of damage and kind of tanking, whether that means you're carrying other people or you're literally playing like Captain America and kind of face tanking, that the amount of damage that you get is going to count towards your score, which has not been the case at all. Up till now, really, almost all of the game rewards are based on how much damage you do. Like, that's it. And that's one reason why a lot of people go for characters like Black Widow and Iron Man, because they do lots of damage and they get the best scores. So I actually think this is a good move. I think it's good to have some tanks. I think that Captain America has not gotten the love that he deserves. So I'm actually okay with this. Like, maybe it will make more people play Captain America. Maybe it will mean that that those of us who are the high DPS characters, like I play Black Widow and have totally built her as like a glass cannon, so it's literally like all DPS, very little survivability. People like me, can really benefit from having a Cap in the party, throwing shields up and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes, but I think this could be actually a really good thing gameplay-wise for everybody. And right now they're just doing it in this one game mode in the Epic Invasion, so it's not going to affect any of the other game modes right now. They're making some other improvements that, not super exciting, but this stuff is interesting. So they're changing it. They're making it so that the like mini bosses in Twisted Border are not going to be as powerful. Which, again, feedback I've heard, from players. I've heard a lot of people complain about the fact that, like, unless you're pretty geared up as a new, level 100 character and you wander into Dark Domain, that it's pretty hard to stay alive. So we'll see. I think this could be good. They also have nerfed Dormammu in the Epic mission. So this is going to be one of those things where I think that people's reaction is going to be like, well, when I was a kid, I had to walk 20 miles in the snow to school, so you should have to do it too. But he was just so hard to get by at first. Like, when I got my Black Widow up above 100, I ran through pretty much all the Dark Domain content fairly easily. I definitely died some in the missions, but I could not get past him the first time, and I just went away. I grinded up to 110. I did some other stuff, and by the time that I came back and tried again, I was a lot stronger and got through him pretty easily. But right now, I've been messing around with my Spider-Man alt, who's now at level 109. And the last time I tried, I just was not even close to getting past Dormammu. Like, I would, even with like paying for revives, I would die like on the first part. So I think it means I'm going to get my Spider-Man through that mission, which I'm happy about. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. And then there's a bunch of fixes here. I don't think that any of these impact me too much, but it looks like there's some skill fixes for some of the different characters: Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange. Yeah, there's a lot of details here, and I haven't honestly read through all of this stuff yet. I did look at most of the stuff that we covered up to this point before I got on the stream, but yeah, I definitely recommend that everybody take a look at these notes when you get a chance, if you play the game and you're especially interested in the game mechanics. This part made me laugh. An issue where Fenris intermittently disappears, since that's like what Fenris does, I think. So maybe he was disappearing more than he's really supposed to. I'm not sure. A lot of these things I've never ever run into. This one was funny. Like, I have not seen that at all. And then there's some improvements to descriptions of some of the skills that weren't clear. And that's pretty much it for the fixes. And there's going to be some new events, which is great. A bunch of events are ending. Some of those have been around for quite a while. Hope you all got your 5 Alliance of Megawars in and got those crystals. I just did that last weekend, so that was good. And then there's going to be a bunch of new offers. Going to have to see what these look like. I'm prepared to potentially do some whaling as I level up Magik, although I have a lot of stuff saved up for her. So I might not need to do that, but we'll see. I have a bunch of crystals, and I do have a credit card, which is one of the main requirements for being good at this game. So we'll see. I'm likely to do some whaling. These level 10 ones are funny. I'm definitely going to be hopping on to stream at some point, and we can take a look in the store and look at some of these different offers and bundles and see, oh, these are things that are discontinued. Sorry. These are not the new ones. So there's new ones, but they don't tell us what those are going to be. So these are all discontinued. Interesting that they're removing those level 10 ones. And that's it. So yeah, I just wanted to run through the notes real quick and kind of point out my take on some things. If you have not seen them, I really recommend taking some time to look it through, unless you're just a casual enough player that you honestly don't care about like changes to some of the rules or the game mechanics. If that's the case, just play and have fun. But you often see people hanging around in world chat after one of the patches happens, asking questions that totally are covered in the patch notes, and it's I think really helpful to go through them and get a sense of what's coming. It gives you, I think, a bit of a leg up on some players who don't take the time to do that. And that's it. So I won't be up late enough tonight likely to see the end of the maintenance window It's 1 p.m. Pacific time. If I do stay up that late, I'm probably just gonna hop in, make sure that I have my character name, and then go to bed. So I'm working tomorrow until about 4 p.m. Pacific time. I might be able to hop on and play a little bit during the day, like on my lunch hour, but I won't have too much time. But after work tomorrow, for sure, I'm going to get started on Magik. And then during the weekend, I'm going to have a ton of time. So I actually took Thursday and Friday off, knowing that Magik was landing. I had some PTO, so I figured I would just make it a nice long 4-day weekend and get a lot of time to level her up. So I'm going to be playing her a bunch, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Going to see how long it takes me to get her leveled up to 100 for sure. And I also have been saving up a lot of materials, and I showed that in like one of the previous streams. I've been saving up a bunch of costume tickets and Omega card tickets. And like I said, I've got a bunch of crystals. I've got a bunch of convergium for like upgrading costumes and things. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been saving up just a lot of like the 1 to 3 star costume boxes. I literally just want to like pop a bunch of those and just see what I get unlocked for her. Like, I just want to see what the costumes look like, and like how many I can unlock. So that'll be fun. I probably won't be streaming all the time that I'm playing this weekend, because I literally think I'm probably going to be playing for like 10 hours or more a day. And you all probably will not want to watch me that long. But I definitely will come on like maybe more than once a day over those few days, and I will save any serious whaling or the big opens of like boxes and tickets and all of that for the times that I'm streaming. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get to see like what I pull for her. If you are interested in seeing that, please do follow, so you'll get a notification that I'm online streaming. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to level her up. And I'm going to try to be a little patient. I'm going to try not to like blow all of the good tickets and stuff on her, partly because, she just may not be that good. So on the off chance that happens, resources that I don't spend on her will be going towards my main right now, my Black Widow. I've been kind of holding off on upgrading her much for a while now because of the fact that I knew Magik was going to be coming. So if I play her for a while and I kind of hate her, I'm definitely going to level her to 100 either way. But if it turns out I don't want to make her my new main, then I'll be doing some whaling on my Widow instead, because I definitely see myself not progressing as fast as some of the folks around me because I've been saving up so much for Magik. All right, that's it. I'm going to hop off now. If you see this, like I said, please do give a follow so that you'll be around when I do some of the streaming this weekend. I may throw this video up on YouTube. I'd like to start making some more content for there. I'm still experimenting with trying to get my iPad to stream well to Twitch. It's been a bit of a journey, but hopefully I can start doing that this weekend. And then I may even start throwing my face up in the corner of the stream too. We'll see. I'm not the most... I guess the most camera-friendly person. I tend to prefer doing audio things. I've done some podcasting, things like that. So we'll see. But maybe sometime this weekend I'll start throwing my webcam up into the stream as well. All right. Have a good night. I hope that you all are psyched for the patch. I definitely am. And we'll see how things go.